Hi friends, today we are practicing finding equivalent fractions using multiplication. So this is page 33. This is going to be right out of your math activity book. And let's take a look. So just to review, when we're finding equivalent fractions, we can go ahead and multiply our numerator and denominator by the same number. So that means we could take this fraction 3/4. We could multiply it by 2, okay? We could also take 3/4. We could multiply both our numerator and our denominator by 3. We could take 3/4. We could multiply our numerator and denominator by 4. We could multiply both by 5. We could come up with, we could be here all day. I know you don't want to be, I don't want to be either, but we could spend all day coming up with equivalent fractions to 3/4. The rule is, all you're going to do, take your fraction, pick a number, the same number, and multiply your numerator and denominator by it, okay? So 3/4 is equivalent, it's equal to 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 2 is 8. 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Same as 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12. Again, take your numerator and denominator and pick a number and multiply it by that same number. The next one says, explain why 10/10 is equivalent to 1/10. Well, let's figure out, is there a number that we can multiply our numerator and our denominator by? It has to be the same number to get to 10/100ths. So I know that 10 times 10 is 100. So let's go ahead. We want to know if 1/10 is equivalent to 10/100ths. And I know that 10 times 10 is 100. Whatever we multiply our denominator by, the rule is we need to multiply our numerator by that same number. That means 1 times 10 must equal 10, and it does. So explain why 10/100ths is equivalent to 1/10. So part of being a mathematician is being able not only to show your work, but explain it. So we could say something like this. You could say, well, I know that 1/10 is equivalent to 10/100ths because when I multiply my numerator and my denominator by 10, I get 10/100ths, okay? So that might be one explanation. All you're doing is you're taking your work and explaining it in words, okay? Down here at the bottom, tell whether the fractions are equivalent and answer yes or no. So 1/2 and 5/10. Are they equivalent? Well, we can find out. So let's take 1/2 and 5/10, and we are trying to see if these are equal. So think about 2 times what equals 10? Well, I know that 2 times 5 equals 10. I'm going to erase my equal sign here, make it a little closer. Give me a little room to write out my problem here. The rule is whatever I multiply my denominator by, I have to multiply my numerator by that same number if I'm making an equivalent fraction. Does 1 times 5 equal 5? Yes, it does. So I know that 1/2 is equal, it's equivalent to 5/10. The way that I know that is multiplying your numerator and denominator by the same number. So the first one right here, number 3, says tell whether the fractions are equivalent. Yes, you would write yes right here. I want you to do the same thing for these problems. Figure out if you can multiply both your numerator and denominator by the same number and get to this second fraction here, then they are equivalent. If you can't, then they are not. All right, friends, I hope that helped a little bit with equivalent fractions. Thanks for watching this quick video. Have a great rest of your day.